welcome to Coffee Not Found, a new series that looks at gamification and creativity in the marketing community. It's planned to be an audio and video podcast available on iTunes, YouTube, and some social medias that I don't know about. The aim is to talk about gamification in marketing campaigns, particularly at the moment around AR, VR, and even some campaigns which used real-world techniques to grow social media following on Facebook. I could talk for hours about what we plan on doing, but I think the best thing to do for a first podcast is actually get some content in. So the first one we're going to talk about is sport experts in Canada, and these actually are a campaign that was based around a physical device. So what they did was they built a claw machine and they hooked it up to the Facebook Live feed. So a bit like what Twitch have done, where you can kind of, using comments and interacting with videos, you can actually control the game. They did the same with this claw machine. So you, through the comment fields, if you liked, I think it went forward. If you hearted, it went back. And basically your goal was, as a group, to control that claw and pick up prizes. If you successfully picked up a prize, then somebody at random from that group would take home that prize. It was a fantastic setup. I mean, there were prizes where everything from running shoes to clothes and even some GoPro cameras. The use of the game, it went viral. In terms of statistics of what people got, it was 2.2 million impressions, 50% of which were organic, which is a huge return. The median viewing time was over 8 minutes. And there was a 15% increase on sales from the 2015 same period. So it was a great campaign that kind of it combined something that was real world with gamification and with building something online socially, because you wanted to get your friends involved, because obviously the more likes and the more hearts, the quicker you can move the claw around and hopefully win a prize. The machine itself was set up in a location in Canada, and there was just a video camera videoing it live onto Facebook. So the control system then was written in via an API through Facebook. It was very, very successful campaign. That was it was Christmas 2016 that it ran. Another campaign more in the AR space and VR space was IKEA. In 2016, they launched a VR experience where they distributed via Steam, which is the PC app store, for want of a better way of putting it. And they used the VR experience to engage with their kitchen customers. You could, through the game, you could interact and customize your kitchen. And then put the headset on. Basically, you were able to be in the kitchen, and you could interact, open drawers and ovens. You could use the kitchen utensils. You could read the IKEA catalog virtually in the game, or you could even cook Swedish meatballs. So it was a bit of fun, but as well it allowed people to immerse themselves in the experience. And from previous times, we've worked with kitchen companies before as well, putting kitchens through 360 photography into VR headsets. And it's the same thing. It allows people to stand in their room and imagine they're in their new kitchen. So it was a very good and clever way of drawing between people interested in kitchens and then going forward to people who actually want to buy and commit. That was developed using Unreal 4 and Epic Games, and it was played via the HTC Vive, which is a VR headset similar to the Oculus. One of the neat functions as well was you could actually put the Vive on and look at the kitchen from the point of view of a child. So you could actually imagine what they would have access to and what they could see and do in a kitchen, which gave people, I suppose, a different viewpoint of, you know, if you're building a kitchen now, but there's kids on the way, but they're not going to be there for a while, it saves you the trial and error of pulling the dishwasher cleaner out of their hand at the last minute. And so, yeah, that was a very, very successful campaign for them. And IKEA in general have always embraced this aspect. They have an AR app which you can get on your phone, where you look at an item in the furniture and you can actually superimpose that in your room. So you can see whether that couch would look well in that corner or if that bed would fit in that area. So a very clever system in general. Another one, and I know I'm racing through them, but there's a lot there. So. And maybe if you're watching on the video, there might be video of what's happening, or I'm just telling you there might be video and Jack is behind the camera going, no, there's no video. So we'll see. We'll test his editing skills. Another campaign which ran in, I think it was the UK and Ireland, which was the Coors Light campaign. That featured the Rocky Mountain game, and in that game you had a snow sled and you were bobbing along collecting prizes which could be redeemed in pubs across Ireland. It was one of the most awarded apps in Ireland. The prizes were everything from free pints to bobbleheads, to just branded gear like that. They were trying to gain more male drinkers for their light beers, what the process was and the reason for the campaign. And the results were the male to female drinker split actually shifted to 50-50 within the year one. There were over 150,000 app downloads, I believe. That was since it came out in 2013. There were 3 million gameplays on that. And the sales target, I think they achieved over 50% over what they'd actually targeted to achieve. I suppose as well, I don't know whether people won more prizes at the start of the night or at the end of the night. It was a good test of just how many drinks you'd had, whether you could control your sled properly. Maybe there's a drink driving game in there as well if they try hard enough. And yeah, the final one we'll kind of look at for this evening, this evening. It's been a long day. Is Johnson & Johnson in South Africa. So they ran a Sign You Tab Clears Your Head campaign, and basically it was a rub it out game where you rubbed out blockages basically. Users had to sign in with their mobile phone number, and they were entered into competitions for prizes like spa days. It was used to illustrate how Sign You Tab worked and relieved the targeted symptoms of a cold, and they used the app to build a customer list. That allowed them to engage with customers and use kind of circulate about their product via their phone. So yeah, thanks for watching the first episode. We hope you enjoy our upcoming content. This has been Coffee Not Found in association with Nebula Innovations. I'll see you next time. Okay, well, thanks for listening. If you want to look for us on social media, I have found out some of these details, so I'll share them now. We are on Twitter at CoffeeNF. We are on Facebook and Instagram as CoffeeNF Podcast, and yeah, rolls right off the tongue. And we're on YouTube, just find us at Coffee Not Found. But yeah, they're the social channels that I know about and can use, so we'll use those. Thanks. No, you're okay, you're okay, you're okay. Now that the mic is on, it's all fine, like it all sings. Every series, everyone will just open with me going, okay, come on, Colin, seriously, this time, seriously.